Hi guys, my name is Criado and this is Interesting Random Facts Academy Football, and today we're going to talk about a curse that was broken in Brazilian football involving the club Fluminense and the Ecuadorian club LDU. But first of all, did you see the button? Yeah, the subscribe button. Click the subscribe button because after you click the subscribe button, you're going to be a new subscriber to Interesting Random Facts Academy. And well, without further ado, let's begin. In 2008, Fluminense made an amazing campaign in the Copa Libertadores by finishing in first in the group and then defeating Atlético Nacional de Medellín in the round of 16, São Paulo in the quarterfinals, and Boca Juniors in the semifinals of the Copa Libertadores. In the final, Fluminense were going to face an Ecuadorian team known as LDU, which at that time wasn't really a big team in South America, but they were very big in Ecuador. In the first game in Ecuador, LDU defeated Fluminense by 4-2. And in the second game at Maracanã Stadium, LDU opened the scoreboard, but a 23-year-old kid from Fluminense, Thiago Neves, scored a hat-trick in a Copa Libertadores final. But funny enough is that the same Thiago Neves who scored a hat-trick missed a penalty against LDU. And then in the penalty shootouts, LDU defeated Fluminense by 3-1 and won the Copa Libertadores for their first time. In 2009, Fluminense were playing the Copa Sul-Americana, which is essentially the Europa League of South America. And with their forward, Fred, Fluminense were able to reach the Copa Sul-Americana final, which again they were going to face LDU, which at that time they played the Copa Libertadores of that year and finishing fourth in the group. But because Conmebol used to be a mess back in the 2000s, they were able to play the Copa Sul-Americana. In the first game in Ecuador, LDU annihilated Fluminense by scoring 5 goals on them. And then in the second game at Maracanã Stadium, Fluminense defeated LDU by 3-0, but since it was a 5-4 aggregate score in favor of LDU, Fluminense came down in second place once again in a continental final. Years went by with Fluminense achieving national glory, but with their rivals such as Flamengo, Vasco da Gama, and Botafogo making fun of Fluminense and nicknaming them as the Virgin of America for not having any continental trophy, until the 2023 season came out. Under Fernando Diniz' relationism style, Fluminense topped their group and defeated Argentino Juniors in the round of 16, Olimpia in the quarterfinals, and Internacional in the semifinals, reaching the Copa Libertadores final for their second time, this time against the mighty Boca Juniors. In the final, Germancano scored the first goal for Fluminense, but Luis Advíncula tied for Boca Juniors in the second half. The game went to extra time, and in the extra time, 21-year-old John Kennedy scored the goal for Fluminense, making the score 2-1. The game was over, with Fluminense winning their first Copa Libertadores. But convenient enough was that LDU also won the Copa Sul-Americana of that year, which meant that Fluminense was going to face LDU once again in an international final. This time for the Copa Sul-Americana, which is essentially the UEFA Super Cup of South America. In Ecuador, LDU defeated Fluminense by 1-0. Once again, Fluminense had a chance of winning against LDU at Maracanã Stadium. In the 76th minute, John Airas scored 1-0 for Fluminense. Then John Kennedy, the one who scored the goal that made Fluminense Copa Libertadores champion, got a red card in the 79th minute. And then in the 90th minute, Fluminense got a penalty and John Airas once again scored another goal for Fluminense, making the score 2-0 and 2-1 in the aggregate. The game was over, with Fluminense winning their first Copa Sul-Americana and erasing one of their biggest upsets the club faced within its 121 years of history.